So Sha'Carri was arrested earlier. No, she was arrested over the weekend and let out on Monday. Listen, I have my thoughts on this. Here's my thoughts. Be very, very careful dating a bisexual woman. Okay? Now, it's one thing if she likes to dabble in it from time to time. But if she spent years as a full-blown lesbian and she gets out of that relationship, you as the man must, it's a ton of red flags. I would not advise any man to make it a long-term relationship with a woman that has spent years as a lesbian. Now, like I said, if she's bisexual, she likes to dabble from time to time, and you join in, cool. But this is not it. This is not going to last long. Okay? It's not going to last long. From what I gather that Sha'Carri was the dom in all of her relationships with women. Okay? I'm going to assume she was the dom because she just has that energy about her. Okay? Now, you're going to have problems with taking on a former dominant lesbian, and you're the man. You're going to have a clashing of egos, energies. It's just not going to work out in the long run for the most part. If I'm a betting man, this ain't going to last long. Okay, so now why are we talking about her? Because she put hands on this man. Okay, now Christian Cole, he's no punk. I mean, he's not. He's a track star as well. Like he's not a small dude. You understand? Like, let's just get to it. Okay. Let's see. Police report from the incident while she was placed in police custody. The footage has not been revealed yet. So as soon as we get the footage, the CCTV footage of her putting hands on this man, pushing this man into a pole, when we get it, we'll play it. But anywho, arrested Sunday night after an altercation involving fellow elite sprinter Christian Coleman at the airport, during which it is alleged that video shows that Richardson repeatedly pushed Coleman and threw a pair of headphones at him. Okay? Yes, that's completely what it is. Freud is sketchy, but Freud was right when it comes down to penis envy. Penis envy is so real. Feminists, I think, suffer from penis envy like no other. That's why they're so angry at pretty women, right? Let's continue. Okay, according to police report, Richardson and Coleman were involved in a verbal altercation as they went through security screening. In the report, Officer Paul Chung of the Port of Seattle Department wrote the following about the incident. I eventually learned and watched security video that corroborated what I saw on camera, that Coleman and Richardson were involved in a verbal altercation as they exited through security screening. Just outside the screening area, Richardson is following and getting close to Coleman several times as Coleman appears to be trying to walk away. Richardson then pushes Coleman hard enough that it sends him crashing into a nearby column. Coleman continues to try to walk away in an effort to get away from Richardson, but she continues to bump into him and get into his personal space. She again pushes Coleman again hard enough that it sends him flying a few feet away. Sha'Carri is used to beating on her girlfriends. Once again, fellas, be mindful if you are taking on a woman that has spent years as a lesbian, a dominant one at that. Okay, you're going to have a clash of energies, and it's not, for the most part, not going to bode well for you. Okay, let's continue. At this point, it appears Coleman goes back to the TSA screening lanes in an attempt to get help. Richardson continues to follow him, still getting close to his personal space, and she throws a pair of headphones at Richardson, striking him somewhere on his body. Okay, now the worst part about it, this is where Ty City will hate this man. This man's not pressing charges. You know why? Because most men will not. Most men do not want to see their women arrested for assaulting them. That's just what it is, y'all. The reality is most men will not press charges against their women if assaulted. So just stop right there. Okay? Most men will not. So let's just stop right there. Okay? Most. Keyword most. However, because of the video evidence, Richardson was placed into custody on probable cause of domestic violence, fourth degree assault, and booked into the South Correctional Entity of Des Moines. She was released on Monday afternoon. Washington has very stringent domestic violence laws where an officer has to make an arrest with no discretion if something happened within 4 hours of the officer arriving. Fourth degree assault is the least severe series of the 4 degrees of assault in Washington state. Once Richardson was booked, the prosecutor in this case, the city of SeaTac prosecutor's office, has 72 hours in which to file charges should it choose to do so. It was not immediately clear if any charges had been filed in Richardson's case. None were listed in Richardson's South Correctional Entity inmate file. Okay. Coleman is not going to press charges because most men do not. Most men do not subscribe to put those people in her life. That is the reality. Okay? This is the chances, the roll of the dice when you date a former lesbian, a dominant lesbian at that. Sha'Carri likes to put hands on her girlfriends. Okay? And the footage has not been released yet. Okay? Dun, 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 dun. Dr. Doug, that's a hardwiring. Most men, I can't even be mad because it's like most men are just, it's hard. They're not hardwired to go after women like that. They're just not. And most are not going to. Most are not going to. Matter of fact, let's look up Christian Cole. Yeah, because that security cam footage has not been released yet. I can only imagine how bad it is. Okay, let's go here. Okay, Christian Cole. Christian. There we go. Yeah, he's a sprinter. This kid's a sprinter. He's a sprinter. Okay, despite the evidence, Coleman told police the incident was verbal only and declined to press charges, stating he did not want to be labeled a victim. That's some real shit right there. Okay? Men are not allowed to be vulnerable, to be seen as weaker or lesser than. Okay? This is a societal thing. I think this is more society than it is biological. But you can make an argument for both. If you did, I wouldn't outrightly disagree. Okay? He did not want to be deemed a victim. Okay? It's just that simple. Christian Coleman is a 3-time world champion in the 100 meters. So him and Noah Lyles go back and forth. Right? Coleman is sponsored by Nike, is consistently ranked among the fastest men in the world. He and Richardson publicly announced their relationship earlier in 2025, appearing at track meets together and award events. Okay. That's bad. That's sad. It's more sad than anything. But this kid can run, man. He can run.
Okay, we are here with Christian Coleman, running the 100 tomorrow or Saturday. Obviously, no stranger to here. You have won it twice in a row. What would it be like to kind of come back and hit that third?
I think it'll be a really big breakthrough for me. So, For me, I just want to get out there. First of all, just have fun and just execute what I know that I'm capable of. And I've been feeling really good in training, and I feel like the stars are aligning for me. And so I just want to get out my own way and get out there and just compete. That's it.
Y'all don't be too hard on this kid. He's a mild-mannered, good-natured young man. Okay, I don't see a violent streak in him, if just outrightly. So, and we've seen plenty of videos of women attacking men and the men walk away. So let's not act like this is something brand new, out the sky, never seen before. There are scores and scores of video footage of men literally trying to walk away from an abusive, angry woman. Most men are not going to go at the woman like she were a man. Okay, now whether that's societal or biological, have at it. This kid's not gonna hurt a fly, and I mean that, in a good way.
Overall, your season, like what are you kind of like hoping to get out of this? Obviously, it's like a loaded field, like you said.
So he's one of those kids, those, and I call him kid respectfully. He's one of those guys where you leave your daughter around him and you know he ain't gonna put hands on her. You know what I'm saying? Like you can just look at him and just like his mannerisms, like yeah, he would never beat my child. He would never beat my daughter. Like he just gives you those type of vibes.
When they're competing best, when you kind of hit this, like
I'm not gonna call him a pushover. That does not make him a pushover. That does not make him a pushover. That does not make him a pushover. I disagree. He's a good-natured young man. I don't know, what do you want? Do you want to see him get violent? I don't know what y'all want from this kid.
it's a weird point in the season. Not really a weird point, but like USA season in a few weeks. How do you kind of gauge it, like where you're at with training and everything, and what's your preparedness like for this?
I think for me, I mean, it's cliche, but you really have to lock in on your journey and your process, and not let any outside factors come in between you and what you know that you're capable of doing, and your process of you just working to be your best self. And so I think that's it for me. All year, I feel as if, like, even if I haven't gotten the specific results that I wanted, I feel like I've been able to take small victories and just continue to just build.
Okay, my wish for this young man is to get away from her. Once again, if you are going to take on the task of dating a woman that has spent many, many years prior to you as a dominant lesbian, do not be surprised if she tries to treat you like her past her past relationships. She's going to try to put hands on you. She's going to buck up on you. She's going to look at you not like as a man, but as another woman that she's used to getting her way with. Okay, my wish for this young man is to get the fuck away from that bitch and let her self-destruct on her own. Okay, he seems like too good of a good-natured person to let her drag him down, and I don't want to see that for this young man. Okay, that's my sincerest wish. But once the footage is released, well, I'll I'm gonna show it.